Hello everyone, this is Crota coming at you, giving you guys, well, I guess a special Tuesday WarCraft 3 cast. It seems like it's been a while since I've cast a game. No, I have not reached my patron stretch goal to start casting on Tuesdays. If you guys want to go ahead and check out my patron page, it is going to be linked in the description, and that is all I'll say about that. Anyways, game 1 in a best of 3 series, we see WFZ spawning as the red Undead player over here on the top left hand side of the map. Meanwhile, we have Mercer, also better known as ZDR or ZDR, depending on where you hail from, spawning as the blue orc. Orc versus Undead in this 1v1 matchup here on Turtle Rock. Definitely looking forward to this best of 3 series. As things are getting underway, I'll speed things up to the 4 times speed to get things going, and once the action begins, I'll slow it back down to normal. We are looking at a crypt graveyard opening, so that should be a little bit of a delay on the Altar of Darkness. It most likely means that we will be looking at Crypt Fiends. Crypt Fiends are relatively strong since they do have that range, even though they are vulnerable to the grunts. Because of that range and the healing power of that Death Knight, Crypt Fiends are still very viable as an opening against very strong grunt units. Meanwhile, let's take a look back down over here. We are looking at Crypt Fiends already being trained. You can see that the Ziggurats and the Tomb of Relics completing this wall off back over here, making all of those acolytes very safe from that Blade Master, save for a Staff of Teleportation play, which rarely ever happens. Now, Blade Master going to be clearing up and going after this Ogre Magi creep camp, going to be able to pick up a relatively useful item, and more importantly, pick up that Sentry Ward. That's one of the strong benefits of that Blade Master being able to wind walk behind this here. It allows him to try and take down this Ogre Magi and take him down really quickly, picking up a Pure Up the Vitality. Oh, not using a wind walk to get away. Very interesting strategy there, but he does need his shop. And where is his shop? Off over here, halfway point there, as the Death Knight. The Death Knight will not be able to get a Death Coil to shoot him down. Meanwhile, Death Knight did pick up Dust of Appearance, has skeletal minions out, and is already creeping out a couple of giant sea turtles. Now, this is a big surprise probably to WFZ, as WFZ really just was hoping to perhaps stop that Blade Master. Instead, he's going to be able to creep this out, and even though it is a relatively easy creep camp, he is benefiting a bit just because it is further away from his base. The closer creep camps he wants to save for that Lich, while that Lich is still a bit vulnerable during the stages where the Blade Master is often at level 3 looking for easy kills. Blade Master going to be coming across a Death Knight here. This could turn out to be very bad for WFZ or ZDR, depending on how things go. Let's take a look at this. Oh, picking up the item, and I believe the Death Knight has to realize that there is in fact the Blade Master right there. There's a Death Coil trying to get the steal or get the kill. I believe he was able to get the kill there, but all the skeletal minions have pretty much been taken down now, as the Death Knight in a little bit of trouble. There is another kill there, and so far nicely done, I got to admit, by WFZ. Even though he did lose a lot of his mana, he is now no longer, or he's not too far behind in the overall experience game. If the Blade Master was able to get an additional kill or 2 there, things would be completely different, as we now look at the Blade Master selling some items and picking up a Boots of Speed. Moving right along, you can see the Blade Master still wandering around here. The Death Knight, Crypt Fiends. Death Knight was staying on Blight, regenerating a little bit of hit points. Still does not have that unholy aura. Maybe trying to pick up a second rod and Necromancy, as the Crypt Fiends do in fact take down one small skeletal, or one small giant, or one sea turtle hatchling, excuse me. Now the grunts could go after the skeletal minion here. No real reason to, as the experience really isn't that high. The Blade Master is just trying to control and doing a good job of controlling all of the experience that the Death Knight is hoping to get. We are still even on terms of level, but the Blade Master has a slight experience lead, as we are now teching the tier 2. A little bit of harassment here. There's a Dust of Appearance, as I want to switch over to take a look at their tech and see what exactly is going on. Alright, tech, Halls of the Dead, about 3/4 of the way done. Blade Master, however, taking a lot of focus fire. Will have to be careful, but not worry all too much, as he does have that all-important healing salve that will allow him to heal back up pretty quickly. Alright, Blade Master now down to about 500 hit points and rising. Meanwhile, Stronghold now done. We should be seeing the Shadow Hunter being trained here in just a second. second. There we go. There is that Shadow Hunter. Meanwhile, that Lich is not going to be too far behind, as we're most likely going to see a training of the Lich, and then a straight tech to tier 3. Slaughterhouse being placed down off to the north, most likely. We need to see those obsidian statues and, more importantly, those destroyers. Now, we should be looking at the bestiary. I am surprised that Orc players have gone for that Spirit Lodge as of late. I believe back in the day, a lot of Orc players had gone for double bestiaries, since you really didn't want to use Spirit Link on your own units. They were just devoured, and then you ended up taking even more damage than you were able to mitigate because of those destroyers getting mana, dealing splash damage with those attacks. Now, let's come back around. Skeletal Minion off over here. Taking a look, also Skeletal Minions down over here. You can see that the Blade Master is still cleaning up a little bit of experience. But I think ZDR is actually losing some very important time right now. He isn't creeping. He isn't, leveling up that Shadow Hunter who is just now on the field. And that's really what he needs to do. He needs to find a way to get experience for that Shadow Hunter, so it has not only Hex, but Healing Wave, a very important part of that support class hero, allowing the Blade Master to deal more damage. Crypt Fiends, Lich is now out on the field. No Orb of Corruption, as the Black Citadel is still not done. Blade Master now going to be coming inside here and trying to take down this Forest Troll Warlord. Going to be able to do it fairly quickly. As you can see, the Forest Troll Berserker is taking a lot of damage. There's the Rune Bracers. It's going to be picked up by the Shadow Hunter, a very nice choice. As the is it transferred to the Blade Master, as the Blade Master is going to be taking the majority of the Death Coils and the Frost Novas. All right, there is a quick Hex there, trying to finish off the remaining units. Blade Master gets up to level 3. There's a Death Coil onto a Grunt, as the Grunt gets taken down. All right, Shadow Hunter using that Speed Scroll, able to get pretty far away. There is now a Hex onto the Blade Master, or sorry, not the Blade Master, the Death Knight, and the Blade Master ends up striking a Frost Armored Crypt Fiend. No Dust of Appearance, so that burrowed Crypt Fiend is still going to just regenerate a lot of hit points here, as we now see the Spirit Walkers getting out of ethereal form. Now, what is going to be happening here? I got to imagine, yes, the Slaughterhouse is already training up those obsidian statues and making their way and being ready to research that Destroyer upgrade at any time. Crypt Fiends are here, and this is one of those instances where perhaps you really just want Disenchant. Disenchant, even though it is not that useful in terms of trying to remove skeletal minions, as all that really happens is the Death Knight just stops it. Perhaps you want to remove that Frost Armor, and that could perhaps be the possibility. Blade Master now taking a lot of focus fire and is quite a bit slow. You can take a look there. Nicely done. Purposely hexing the Death Knight, as we're looking at ZDR doing a great job trying to contain the mighty WFZ. We should be looking at a Death Coil there, but it may be still a little bit late. There's a Healing Wave. There goes another Crypt Fiend, as that damage, or as the Crypt Fiend numbers are starting to fall. Blade Master, however, may be overstaying his welcome. There is the Dust of Appearance, making sure that the Blade Master does retreat, but I gotta believe the next switch is gonna be when this Destroyer form upgrade is done. Once the Destroyer form upgrade is done and Spirit Link is off of the table, off of that Blade Master does not have nearly as much life, as much staying power, and that is when the Blade Master can get focused down and when the cookie crumbles, generally for the Orc army. Gargantuan Sea Turtle gonna get focused down here. Could the Blade Master perhaps pick up the necessary items? A potion of invulnerability, exactly what he is looking for there. If he can pick up perhaps a potion of greater healing on the other side, those would be the two best items I could think of that that ZDR could use to really maintain his lead. Meanwhile, the Death Knight sitting at level 2 and a Lich sitting at level 1. Potion of greater healing on the Lich. I don't know if I quite agree with that, since the Death Knight already is acting as a little bit of a healer for the Lich, but we now see the Pit Lord with, that's right, Howl of Terror, most likely. Now, if the Howl of Terror is constantly devoured magic by the Destroyers, that is going to cause a lot of problems. Destroyers with mana are one of the things that an Orc army generally just has to run away from. There's not much you can do, as the Blade Master gets an easy strike there, steals a little bit of experience. The Death Knight does have Dust of Appearance. There's the Destroyer form, and the Blade Master, oh, there's the Dust of Appearance, going after some units there, deciding to back off. And what is going to happen next? Gargantuan Sea Turtle gets taken down. Wand of Mana Stealing, not really that useful as we're looking at the upcoming fight. All right, Pit Lord now trying to come in there. You can see the Death Knight. There is the Ensnare as the Blade Master trying to run back all of those units. Healing Wave trying to save the Spirit Walker, but not going to be enough as the Kodo Beast is still just a little bit slow. All right, another Healing Wave could be coming in. Destroyers now coming in as well. There is a Surround. Are we going to see a Howl of Terror? Yes, Howl of Terror followed by Devour Magic, and you can see that those Destroyers have plenty of mana. Or are they going to devour it? No, they're not going to even. There's the Devour, and that is where they get their mana. So they start to get low. That the Howl of Terror sticks around for a little bit of time. And now you can see, even though ZDR is fighting inside his own base, he is actually does not have that big an advantage. This Pit Lord strategy that has recently become more popular lately is really slowing things up for the rest of the army, or the rest of the units out there. You can see that Howl of Terror slowing down, and then all of a sudden at the last moment, right before it is gonna just naturally be removed, you see the Devour Magic eat that, heal the Destroyers, and then go at it once more. A couple Burrowed Crypt Fiend as well. The Blade Master has Orb of Lightning, able to attack the air. Are we gonna see perhaps another Burrowed? Yes, and the Blade Master still without Dust of Appearance, unable to see 4 very low hit point Crypt Fiends, as the Blade Master does in fact have that Potion of Invulnerability. Now, what is going to be happening here? Voodoo Lounge, Shadow Hunter. Are we going to perhaps see the Lich get taken down? Oh, the Blade Master could get taken down, and it looks like the Blade Master could get taken down here, but no, the Blade Master now running off to the north. This is not a good spot for him to be in, and it looks like it will be GG. And with that one takedown there, yes, even though you take a look at the overall scores and you see that ZDR actually had a much higher score in terms of in terms of just units and resources. He ended up, and the overall resource score was also because a level 3 Blade Master was taken down. I think. I'm pretty sure that ZDR actually had the higher score across all 3 categories up until the final 10 seconds. But just using that Howl of Terror, a level 1 Pit Lord has never seemed so scary than in the hands of WFZ taking out ZDR in game number 1. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed game 1. Please stay tuned for game number 2.